Hi, my name is Mark Belage. I'm president of TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca. Thanks for watching. Do you struggle to interview candidates? Not sure what to do? Not sure what you are doing right, what you're not doing right? I'm going to share with you some tips if you're a business owner on interviewing candidates. So, first off, make sure you have a very detailed and well laid out solid job description of what the job entails, so that candidates understand exactly what you're expecting of them for a role. Many times, companies say, it's an accountant role or it's a sales role. Well, be very specific as to what the job entails. Be prepared for the interview when the candidate comes in to your office, or if it's held by video interview. Be prepared with the questions that you're going to ask. Find a spot where you're not going to be interrupted by phone, dog barking, spouse, family member who comes knocking on the door. Turn your phone off as well. Make sure you give undivided attention to the job seeker, the employee, the candidate who's looking to work for your organization. They have probably spent a lot of time preparing for the interview to be ready for it. So make sure to give them that time and be professional about it. Be on time as well. Take your time when you're doing your interview. Take the emotions out of the interview. As much as you may be excited about having the person start and be excited about sharing your opportunity, it's also important to not get too carried away liking somebody too much in advance. Try to take the emotions out of hiring. Don't ask leading questions such as, "You can do this, right? You know how to do this, can't you?" Make sure to ask more probing questions and open-ended questions such as, "Tell me about a time when you were able to do this. Tell me what you did in this particular situation." It's okay to ask for help as well. Perhaps somebody in human resources, a recruiter you trust, or contact me. I'm happy to help you when you're interviewing and you need some suggestions. When you're interviewing multiple candidates for the same position, ask the same questions to all candidates. That way you're having consistency in the questions, and then you can compare answers to answers from candidates. Keep notes as well. Write down notes. If you can, if you're doing it through an interview platform, or a video platform through such as Zoom, perhaps you can record it so you can always go back to the video recording afterwards. Have more than one person interview a candidate. This is oftentimes good because they will give you a different perspective and thoughts as to what you may have not noticed, or perhaps you did notice, and it reinforces that. Don't be nervous when you're interviewing a candidate. Try to take the emotions out of it, as I mentioned earlier. Role play if you have to in advance before candidates come in. I mentioned find a quiet place to do your interviews as well. Understand the technology that's available for video interviews. There's so many options now. FaceTime, Zoom, Google, Skype, etc. So how long should the interview be? Well, it depends on a number of factors. It could be the level of the position, how many candidates you're interviewing, what the process is, how many questions you have, and so on. This is one of my favorite questions to ask after the interview is, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the perfect job, what would you give this position? If they answer less than an 8, then it's probably not a good fit, as much as you may want that person. If it's an 8 or above, then you're on the right track. Now, whatever they answer, what could make it you ask them what could make it a 10. So if they say, well, it's a 9 out of 10, what could make it a 10? If it's a 10 out of 10 that they say, what could make it an 11 out of 10? What could make it even better? So keep that 8 out of 10 thought and level as a bar to determine whether somebody's a fit for the role. So common questions to ask. There's 3 types of questions, generally speaking. You have your standard interview questions, such as what are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Do you have a car? Asking about their responsibilities at their last position. So those are your standard interview questions. The second type of question is a behavioral interview question. So these are questions such as, describe a time when you had 2 managers asking you to do 2 separate tasks, but you only had time to do one of those tasks. What did you do? Or another example would be, tell me what you would do if something happened. And then the third type of question are wild card questions. So these are outside the box. Sometimes they are meaningless, but if you were an animal in a zoo, what animal would you be? And why? If you were a piece of cutlery, what kind of cutlery would you be and why? Might tell you something about the person, might tell you how fast they think on their feet as well. When you're interviewing as well, stay away from anything discriminatory like age, religion, if they have kids, if they're planning on having kids, if they're married, and so on. These are discriminatory questions and you can just get yourself in trouble. These are some of the other questions and topics that you should find out from a candidate. How will they get to the office? Is a car needed? Are they relying on transit? What do they like about the role that you've described? What don't they like about the role? Do they have any other opportunities on the go? That tells you if you're competing with another organization and maybe they have 2 or 3 other roles that you should find out about. How much notice do they need to give if they are working? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? Why are they looking to leave their current employer? Or why did they leave their last position? Why did they leave their last few positions? Not just the most recent position, but go through their history. See if you can find gaps in their employment and find out why they changed. Also, try to look at their LinkedIn profile and make sure that their resume matches their profile on their resume. What were they earning at their last position? Now, some companies have stopped asking what they were earning, and some candidates feel that it's a little bit intrusive, perhaps, to ask how much somebody was earning at their last position. Like, why does it matter? But certainly, what are they looking to earn is a valid question. And also, make sure to follow up with credit and criminal checks as necessary. So if you have been interviewing for a long time, or if you're just new to it, it never hurts to do role plays and practice. You want to be as an effective interviewer as possible. Again, my name is Mark Balaish. I'm president of TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca. I want to thank you for watching. You can check me out and connect with me on LinkedIn and visit our website at TorontoEntrepreneurs.ca to find out about upcoming events that may be interesting to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day and stay safe.